Okay.
Oh, I think we are live. Hi, everyone. Hello, and welcome. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. My name is Zen. I am a wife and a mom of two. I work full time, and I've been building my online business on the side for several years now. So we are doing our podcast again this Tuesday night here, my time in Central Time. I'm in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and I'm your host for tonight. Tonight we have a very special discussion, and that I know will resonate with so many people who have ever thought about starting an online business, but we're not sure how and where to begin. Our topic for tonight is what almost stopped you from starting your online business. So let's be honest. Most people don't struggle because they lack opportunities. They struggle because of fear, doubt, misinformation, lack of time, or simply not knowing who to trust. Tonight, you'll hear real stories from real women with me tonight who have been through that journey themselves. Before we dive into our discussion, I'd love for each of our amazing ladies to introduce themselves. Okay, let's start off with Evangeline. Please tell us about yourself, a little about yourself, where you're from, and what inspired you to start your online business.
Okay, so yes, good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, where are you tuning from? So yes, so we are live here. So yes, thank you for watching us. Thank you for supporting us, our live every Tuesday, and my accountability business partner. So yes, my name is Evangeline, and living here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, with my family, a mom, a wife, a mom of two lovely girls, and a wife, and of course, working in the healthcare industry for more than 10 years now, but from full time to down to part time now because of this business, and it's by choice because I want to have more family time, especially to my award, to my lovely girls, and also my younger daughter, and more time for my families, and also for self care also. So yes. I'm so blessed that I took a leap of faith because of this business. It's my answer prayer. That's what I pray for it to have, a side hustle that fit on my schedule as a busy mom and a lots of errand responsibilities. I know, but um, I'm so grateful that I did it, and it's going strong for more than 4 years in this business. Okay, back to you, Zen. Thank
That's
you.
great. Now let's move on to Sis Luisita.
Hi everyone, it is Tuesday once again with my accountability partners. So, accountability partners, we're here to share with you this online business and once again to share with you some good insight about our business. So, my name's Luisita. I hail from the Philippines. I'm here in California, and I was a burnout nurse, a workaholic nurse. When I realized during the heat of pandemic, when I saw people dying left and right, that I realized, all these years I was giving. I give myself, I give every chance I can to give to others. And when I told myself, wow, this is my age and I don't even know if I'm gonna reach the age for retirement. So luckily the pandemic, although it's in dire disaster, I would call it disaster, it's almost a war zone, it brought me this online business. So behind that tears and behind those tiredness is a business that is now thriving in the last past 4.5 years. So it gave me the chance to ask for a gift of time, and I'm so grateful this time freedom that I am experiencing and slowing down in nursing for the past 4.5 years is indeed a gift that I want to share with you. So this has given result far beyond my wildest dreams. So let's share with you what this business almost I didn't almost like kind of started it because there's a lot of hindrances, but as everyone say, courage and fear leads us to something that we really long to have in life. So I hope you have us join us and have a little coffee or just kind of like put it in your headphone and listen to what we have to share with you. Thank you,
That's
Zen.
that's wonderful. Yeah, I love hearing everyone's unique journey. So stay tuned for our experiences while we answer these questions. So now let's move on to Caroline.
Thank you, Zen. Yes, my name is Caroline. I'm a mom of two grown sons. I'm originally from Vietnam and currently I live in California. And I am a travel retail professional. I work there full time and I'm doing digital business as a side hustle. And I love it. And the reason why I started was also I relate with Rosita, and really it's because of the pandemic, because I was after being a corporate executive for many years, that was my career. I built my own business in travel retail, and it was doing very well until the pandemic hit. And this is when I decided at that time, I was a single mom, I had a big burden on my shoulders, and it was very concerning. And I promised myself at the time that I could not rely on a single source of income. So I was actively looking for another business, but because of my background in business, I was a bit picky. I just didn't want to have anything that would take away more time for my family. And also I was concerned about a lot of scams that are out there. So I really searched and did a lot of inquiries, research, and luckily I found this digital business, and this is how I started. So I love it. I found my tribe of like-minded people, and it has been really amazing. So thank you, Zen.
Yeah, that's very wonderful. Yeah, there's been so many positive experiences that we've experienced in this business. But yeah, as I've said, you will hear more of our experiences after, I mean, once we answer these questions for all of you to some insights for you and some stories that we can share. Okay, now let's begin with our first question. So this first question that we have is, before you started, what was your biggest fear or hesitation? And this question is for Caroline.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I
Yeah.
like to share my experience. Yeah. Well, before I started, I had a lot of hesitation and I was extremely skeptical on, actually not about the business itself, because I did research, as I mentioned, and I know this is a legitimate business. But my fear and skepticism, it's more about myself. I was thinking, is it too late for me to start something new? Also, in my corporate experience, I had little, no interaction with social media. I was not tech savvy because in the company we have an IT department. When I have a problem, I just pick up the phone and call IT. Hey, can you come and help? So I'm not tech savvy. So my biggest fear was, can I do it? Is it too late? The other fear I had was, because I'm, a senior executive, I was thinking, what would people say? What would my friends? How would they judge me? Or the people I know, with whom I work with, what would they say? Like the fear of being judged. And also, of course, the fear that you not enough knowledge of digital business, of the technology, and so on. But luckily, I took my courage with both hands and decided to take the step. So what I did was to watch the free webinar that actually we offer every week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, to understand what people from all walks of life, how they embarked on this business, and they share the journey. And also I found out through listening to them that most of us start when we were not ready, so and there is a system that already exists, and there's a training that takes us and by the hand, step by step, to learn the business, and everybody grows at his or her own pace. And so I understood that we don't need to be perfect. Everybody start from scratch and learn along the way. So that's how I started, and how I overcame the fear. Thank you.
Yeah, that's such thank you for sharing that, Caroline. It is amazing, how many of us had fears before starting. Yet here we are today sharing our experiences. It's really amazing. That's such an important point because so many people let that fear stop them before they even begin. So really, it's an amazing story, and thank you again for sharing your experiences. Now let's move on to our second question, or actually, the second question is for Luisita. What, I think this is your question, right? What advice would you give? No, this is mine. This is mine. Sorry. This one is for you, Luisita. Looking back, what was the hardest part? Making the decision to start, or actually learning the business? The floor is yours.
So the hardest part really, as I've said, was I wasn't at all skeptical about what's gonna happen. I was thinking like I am an immigrant. I went through a whole lot of adjustment already. I tried maybe one or two businesses. The kids was little when I tried some. When I go to convention, one of them would break an arm and I have to fly back.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't that at all. It was more of the external skepticism that I would open an online business and that would take me away from nursing, which is a steady income. And then I would invest money to open up a business. So looking back, if I allowed that skepticism around me to give me the chance to dream again, dream bigger. And when you are in the pandemic, there's no more saying, it's not going to work. It's either a choice of you're going to get sick and die, or you're going to give yourself a chance to dream again. So that was the hardest part. But I sat down and I told myself, you're not going to tell me that I can't do this. I have a little bit of save money to be able to start something. Fail or not, we've done so many things to fail already, and we rose above the challenges of life. And this pandemic is a life and death. If I'm rising above the life and death thing and I'm trying to advance life to be better, I just foresaw myself that right this moment, either I'm gonna die, slow down because we didn't have any vaccine, or I'm gonna get sick, or give myself a chance to steadily adjust myself to own another source of income or multiple stream of income. I didn't even know there's gonna be multiple stream of income and that I'm gonna can deed this to the kids, that they can inherit this. That's past that skepticism. Let's overcome that skepticism. You be with me or you're not going to be with me, but I'm doing this so I could dream again. So looking back for those times that a lot of people are skeptical, a lot of people are uh, well, I know, judge me. Why are you doing this? You have a steady job. You can make as many money as you can. You can make this figure of income if you want, if you work hard. But but you're gonna work and you're trading your body's energy over how many more years? And by that time, I was like 50s plus, and I'm just so glad that I went past the skepticism of those that tell me that you can't do this. Uh, it almost did affected me because I know I'm going to put money in the table. There is no business that you're going to start that doesn't entail a capital. Caroline is on the business world. Anybody who wants to make money has to put money into the table. There's no such thing. Anything free is no value. So when they asked me to put a 149, I didn't tell anybody because I know someone's going to tell me, you're paying 149. That could be a scam. I said, Holy Lord, 149. I gave so much 149 all my life. So that skepticism was trying to like overtake my confidence. And I'm so glad I did not. I have one hindsight. I talked to somebody who retired at 62 but has to go back to the workforce. And she took her social security. And apparently, if you take it younger than 65, you're going to get fined if you make more money than certain amount. And I said, I thank God I started 4.5 years ago. I'm definitely gonna make money in this online business far more than what what they tell us to just make past 65. So just don't take this social security is part of what we're saving. So another multiple stream of income, right? But I thank God I saw her, because after 62, she went back to work, and she's 70, she's retiring. And I'm so glad before I become 60, I was able to open this business. So I have a chance to start before I even turn 70, to enjoy the fruit of this business, because I can see it, I can feel it, I can see the time freedom. I can just enjoy every single time, that even how hard it is, even how much time I allot to this business. I just tell myself I I wasn't a tech savvy. I'm ashamed to show myself in Facebook. I'm ashamed to get another, so I'm actually ashamed. I'm like, what are the people gonna say? You know, I'm showing my
Yeah.
face all the time. Someone said, Zen, they're always showing their face, because that's the capitalizing on what you can share. So today we capitalize on what we
Yeah.
can share. So that's the fear of really being judged, like Carla said, people being skeptical about me, judging me, and not saying no. So I almost did not start really, but I was brave enough to try it.
Wow, that's really
Yeah.
amazing. It's interesting to know that we have so many different experiences with this business, but the one thing in common, I think, based on experience, a lot of people started this business during the pandemic. And our mindset at that time, because we are, staying at home, we need to get some money, we need to earn even while at home. And I've heard, I mean, I've known from our community, I started when we were still like 15,000 in our community, but look at us now, it's 200,000 more. And it's really amazing that we're still here. Like pandemic was way how many years ago, and we're still doing the business because it's amazing, the kind of experience that we have experienced this. And all of these ladies that are with who are with me right now, we've been through a lot in the business, because there's no easy business. That means it's not a real business, but we love what we are doing every single day. We love helping people. So that's why we're here, and hope you can all resonate with our stories. But, you know, let's dive on now to our question number 4. I can just relate so much with what you said, Luisita. So that's why I just have to button some of my points in there. So, but that was really a nice sharing of your story. It was really amazing. And yeah, now for the question, my question. The question that for me is, what advice would you give to a busy mom who wants to start but feels she doesn't have enough time? Okay, now this question is especially close to my heart. As a full-time mother, and an employee, a full-time employee rather, and a mother of two, a wife, and I completely understand that what it's like to feel stretched in every direction. Feel stretched really. So literally. So my advice to a BC mom would be this. You do not need to have many hours every day to start building something meaningful. Many moms believe they need the perfect schedule, perfect timing, or lots of free time before they can start. The truth is, most of us started busy, and I certainly did. I was on my maternity leave when I started my business, and I do have two kids. So I have a newborn and at the same time a grade schooler son. So, and postpartum, everything is in there after I gave birth. But my mindset was really to start something while at home, because we were financially struggling, so many things going on. So that was my history. I didn't quit my job, but I was on my maternity leave at that time. My income was
Mhm.
reduced, so I have to find something that could supplement our income. And I didn't have, as I've said, I have a busy schedule. I don't have unlimited time. I simply used my little pockets of time I had available and stayed consistent. And I started small. Um, I don't have that much money to start. I didn't even tell my husband that I started a business, because he was very skeptical in the beginning. And then I told him, like, when I started a business, because the products are already here in the house. Oh, what is that? Oh, this is the business. Something like that. But so that's when he knew that I had a business, that I started something. So, and I learned one step at a time. I don't compare my beginning to someone else chapter 5 or chapter 10 at that time. So The goal isn't really to do everything at once. The goal is really simply to start something for my kids, for myself, for my husband, for our family. So a year from now, you'll be glad you did. So that was
Mhm.
really my goal. So that as long as I have to start something, I have to. So that was a bit of my story there, but that was just my advice to all the busy moms out there. You can start with whatever you have. As long as you have that goal and dedication that you can succeed, you will succeed. So
Yes.
that's just for me. So that's my question answer to that question. So now let's move on to Sis Evangeline for her question. This is for you, Evangeline. So if you could go back to day one, what would you tell yourself to help you get started sooner?
Okay, so thank you, Zen, for that question. So yes, for me, uh, it's very close to my heart. Also, this one, I would tell for myself, like get out of your comfort zone sooner. Don't wait until feel ready. Just start, because when I
Mhm.
started, I thought, and need more confidence, more experience, and the perfect timing, but after 6 months, I realized, because I never start right away, like, get out of my comfort zone. I waited more than 6 months. I realized, something important, that nobody was going to do it for me. If I wanted to grow, I had to take action. So, and I realized I have to take a responsibility or ownership of my business, because
Mhm.
Mhm.
I'm waiting because I'm scared what people, what they say, or when they, especially when doing Google Live. So that is my biggest challenge when I started my
Mhm.
business. So and the lesson that I learned was, grow requires me to challenge myself, especially when it comes to showing up, building my confidence, speaking in front of the camera, and creating videos. That's what pushed me. I have to do it. So at first, it was uncomfortable, but I was scared of what people might thinking. But the questions of myself, that and I also realized that this is a part of my journey. Every videos, every step of every time I show up, help me becomes more confident. And I wish I told myself on day one that don't be afraid to be beginner. You don't need to be
Yeah.
perfect. You need to be
Yes.
willing to learn more and to improve myself, because the truth is, success doesn't come from waiting. It comes from taking small steps consistently. And looking back, I'm grateful for this journey, because every challenge helped me grow, not only in a business but also for my personal growth. And to anyone starting, like something new, start before you feel ready, because and also you have to believe in yourself. Keep learning, and remember, your confidence grows when you take action. Okay, so yes, your
Right.
future self will thank you for having the courage to begin. Okay, so yeah, that's all for me. Back to you, Suzanne.
That's very powerful. Thank you for sharing that, Sis Evangeline. I can also relate, like somehow when I started as well, I was very hesitant to do live videos. I was very shy. I'm so introvert. I don't like to be facing it in the camera all the time. But here I am doing this and hosting, and the confidence it's building actually. So it has the business has taught us so many good things,
Things.
personal growth aside from the business side. So there's just so many things, positive things. Okay, that was really nice sharing, ladies. Thank you so much. Before we wrap up tonight, I just want to thank you all, my amazing accountability partners, my fellow business owners, for sharing so openly and honestly. Thank you very much. What I hope everyone takes away from tonight is that none of us started with all the answers. So we all had fears, we all had doubts, we all wondered if we could do it. We all wondered if this we will be successful in the end, but here we are. how many years later, but we took a chance on ourselves. And that's where every journey begins. So if you're listening tonight and you've been thinking about, starting something but have been letting fear, uncertainty, or lack of time hold you back, remember that every successful person was once a beginner. So before we finish, I'd love to give each of our ladies here to share a final thought or invite to their followers to connect with them and, share whatever you want to share to our followers, your followers, to our audiences for tonight. So who should go first? So Caroline, you can go first, and then let's do that. Luisita and then Evangeline after.
Thank you, Zen. I think it was a great session, and we are not here to sell anything to you if you are watching. We are here to really share in all transparency how we started, and we open our hearts to you so that you understand, first of all, you don't need to feel ready, and you don't need to wait for the perfect timing to share, to start this business, because the perfect timing would never come, right? My best advice, and this is what I did, is to just take a step and start, even if you do not feel ready, even if you don't have the knowledge, or if you don't feel confident. Just start by signing up under one of our website, through the person who introduced you to the business, and watch our free and completely like no obligation information session, and see for yourself to see if it's a good fit. And if it speaks to you, then you can take the next step. So that's my word of advice. Thank you, Zan.
Thank you, Caroline. Sis Luisita?
I just want to thank you for those who have signed up in our webinar. I thank you for being here, and it just did not come to your attention to look at this business. There must be a reason why you need this. It might be the solution to what you're looking for. And I encourage you to take the next step, because trust the process while you have it in front of you. And before you know it, you're thanking yourself for this opportunity. So I'm going to pass you it on to you back, Sen. Thank you.
Oh,
Tonight is a good one.
thank you so much. And yeah, lastly, Evangeline.
Okay, so yes, thank you everyone for also for my followers who are watching right now. So yes, my advice that if you are looking like something, you don't have to wait any uncertain thing happen to you or to your family or for your health or for your work. So you just have to take action. You don't have to wait for any, tomorrow or next month. So because you just ask if whatever you ask for about this business, because we are here to guide, we are here to share about this business, because we are been here in the business. We love what we're doing. We love to share about this business, because it helps us not only in the income, but also the personal growth that we have, especially the mindset that we have. Okay, so yes, that's all for me. Susan, back to you.
Thank you very much, Evangeline. Thank you again, amazing ladies, to my accountability partners, fellow business owners, and to everyone for watching, for spending your time with us. We appreciate really your support, your comments, and your time. So if tonight's discussion helped you in any way, please share this podcast with someone who may benefit from hearing our stories. And yeah, have a wonderful day, evening, wherever you're watching from. And we will see you again on our next episode. Bye,
Thank you, everybody.
everyone. Thank
Good
you.
night. God
Good night.
bless.
Great night.
Good night.